Hello guys, it's Nikhil Roby Coleman. I'm here with Tempo Financing, and on this channel, we teach you guys how to get rid of debt. Today, I will be talking about credit union employees and the functions of how the workers work inside of credit unions. I get things from my clients, speak, you know, speaking about their experience when they go inside of a credit union. And I have to constantly coach up my clients on basically how they are going to be approached, what they should say, what they should not say, um, just from a educational standpoint, because I know from my own experience how the whole situation works, working inside credit unions, trying to establish a personal line of credit, a HELOC, or a business line of credit at the very beginning process. So today I want to talk about the the workers that work inside of the credit unions. Credit union employees are trained a specific way. Credit union employees, I want you guys to understand that they just work there. So don't expect them to know all the tools that are offered. Credit union employees, you got to understand that they just like us. They regular people that need training and coaching to do the job and the occupation that they are in. So you can't expect for a credit union worker to know the things that you are being educated on. Most employees don't know how a PLOC, a HELOC, or a BLOC function. And that is the truth. Most employees that you speak to when you're trying to get a HELOC, a PLOC, or BLOC, 9 times out of 10, they only can tell you, like, oh, yeah, we offer HELOCs and PLOCs. Oh, yeah, we offer BLOCs. But they cannot tell you, well, most of the time, they cannot tell you how it functions. And the reason why they can't tell you how it functions is because they don't know anything about it. They're not educated themselves. And that's no knock on the credit union employees that work inside of these banking institutions. It's not their fault, but this is the truth. And I have to educate you guys. And I want to tell you guys just up front because I know from experience, because I have clients and plus I experienced it myself. And when I did that, a light came on. I was like, wow, they really don't know about the PLOCs and the HELOCs and a revolving line of credit and average daily balances. They don't really know about that stuff. They don't know the function. That's the function, revolving line of credit. That's the function of it. They only can just tell you it's a revolving line of credit, but they cannot tell you, hey, this is how it works, and this is why it's beneficial, and this is why it's good for you. This is why it's good for your future. They cannot tell you that because they're not trained to tell you. They don't know about average daily balances and amortized schedules. They don't know about those. They don't know about a mortgage with an amortized schedule and how that function. And they don't really know about most. I ain't gonna say all, but most don't really know about amortized schedules and mortgages, and they don't really know about average daily balances when it comes to a line of credit. They don't know. They their focus is not so much on lines of credit. They can only tell you what they are trained to tell you correctly. That is an accurate statement that I want to tell you guys. They can only tell you what they are trained to tell you. So you got to understand, just like when you performed for a job and you had to go through training, there's other information that the person that trained you that they didn't tell you, because at that time you're not going to be trained 100% on everything you need to know for your position. You're going to be trained enough to function in your position for your production levels to stay at the production level as where the company wants it to be, from a minimum standpoint going up to the maximum standpoint. But they cannot tell you every single thing that goes on inside of your position. Certain things you're going to just have to learn just off of dealing with certain situations. And so with the banking system, you think they would teach the workers everything, because you never know what people might know or what people don't know. But you would think they would tell them everything that they need to know inside of the banking, inside of their banking institution, to deal with clients, and to offer things to clients, things that they really never heard of or thought of. That's why I tell you to be educated and gain knowledge and take control of your financial situation. I wrote this down because that's important to me. It is important for you to get your education and to gain knowledge so that you can walk inside these banking institutions and you already know what you want, and you know already how it works, from what you want and how it works. When you walk in and you ask for a personal line of credit, automatically I know how it works, I know how it functions, I know the requirements to get it, everything, right? That's how you take control of your situation. That's how you take control of your financial disaster that you're already in. I train my clients how to say and what to say to these workers or employees, and how to respond to these employees that work inside of these banking institutions. I train my clients. It's not like a full on training. It's like small things that I give them, disclaimers, so small little notes that I give them. So when they walk into these banking institutions, they know what to say, and they already know what is going to be said to them. That's important. I always tell my clients, hey, this is what's going to be said to you, and this is how you respond. Hey, when you go in, say this, don't say that. Hey, do this, don't do that. Hey, this is how you say it. Hey, this is how you do it. Hey, this is not how you do it. Hey, this is not how you say it. So I train my clients to go in to these banking institutions with the quiet mindset, with a confident mindset, knowing that when they walk in there, they are going to get exactly what they say they're going to get, because I done already prepped them up, right? A lot of things in life is all about preparation, right? A lot of things in life is all about being prepped up. A lot of people can have a lot of things, but they don't have the right prepping. So the same way that they train their employees inside of the banking institution, the same way that I train my clients to go inside of a banking institution to get the proper tools that they need for the success that they are trying to acquire and that they're trying to go get, right? Because of my experience, I know what they are going to say before they even speak it. That's just what I was just saying. Because of my experience, because I've been through this, because I done did years upon years in this, from trial and error, because I lived it myself, I can already tell all my clients exactly what they are going to say before they even walk inside of any banking institution, specifically credit unions, because that's what I encourage my clients to go inside of credit unions. So my experience, what I lived and what I have done, because I've been blessed enough coming out of the NFL, being blessed enough to deal with these situations, to find the best route of success for myself. So my experience of just being a blessed young man by my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, him blessing me with a fortune of money, with a fortune of funds, with a fortune of assets, I was able to now, right, live through some experiences and go through some things. And now that I've been through some things, quite a few things, more than the the you know the average American at my age. I know that I'm younger than most when it comes to dealing with finances. So people look at me, they don't really take me that serious because I'm young and they don't think I have experience. When in actuality, I got more experience than them. And I done did way more with assets and fortunes than them. And that's the truth. So I've been inside, you know, of rooms with uh, with people that got millions of dollars, right? I started acquiring wealth at the age of 19. At the age of 19, I had billions of dollars. So I was a teenager that was around older guys, older people, businessmen, whatever you want to call them, and I was able to experience things that's happening inside of the banking system early. Now I am 33 years old, and I played 10, 11 years of NFL football. So I've met a lot of different people. I've been around the world. I saw a lot of different people and did business with a lot of different people. And so I have experience to know that what I am helping my clients with, I can guarantee you it works because I done been there. I want to let you guys know just because just because the employees work inside of credit unions doesn't mean they actually know what is going on inside of that very credit union that they're working in. This is very big. You can't assume when you walking in there, you can assume that the person that you're speaking to, you can't assume that they know everything that you need to know, that they need to know to help you. That's why I tell you to educate yourself. You need to already know for yourself. So when they start speaking back to you, you can test their words with your ears based off you speaking to them. So when you walk inside of a credit union and you be like, hey, I want a personal line of credit. And when you know everything that you need to know about a personal line of credit and how it works, how it functions in the whole 9 yards, now when that person speaks back to you, you're going to know exactly the type of jargon they need to speak back to you in order for you to know that they know what they are talking about. And for the most part, they are not going to know what they're talking about. That's the truth. They're not. They're not going to know. They're going to know the basics. They're going to know the basics, the basic things of what they need, what they need to be saying to you as far as jargon, language. They know that part. But after you get past that part, they pretty much don't know. Before you know it, they're gonna be like, oh, I think I need to get my manager. I think I need my manager to come in and talk to you, right? Especially when you focusing on fine details of lines of credit and you know how does the line of credit work for this specific credit union? You know, how does the average daily balance work for this specific credit union? How does the, you know, when you asking very specific question and detailed questions, you're going to need to speak to maybe a manager or something like that. It never will be the person that you speak to head on, because 9 times out of 10, they don't know. Or they're going to go to another room, speak 15 minutes to the person that really need to be talking to you. They're going to sit about 15 minutes in there, and then they're going to ask the same questions that you just asked them. They're going to ask the manager, and then they're going to come back in with answers, and then they go from there. So either way, you're going to be educated, and you're going to know what to say, how to say it, and you're going to find that they don't know a lot at all. That's what you're going to be sitting in the office like, wow, they really don't know what I know. You know, in your head, you're going to be like, oh, I can work here, you know? So that's why being with Tempo Finance, right, and doing Tempo banking, that's why we help our clients, because we care about our clients. We care about our clients to the point where we know the ins and the outs of how to even acquire it in a peaceful way, in a way that it's not strenuous where you're going in like guessing. No, it's none of that. Credit union workers, their job is to offer loans to people because that's what they are trained to do. They don't know any better, so they just do what they are trained. This is about the truest statement. All of these statements are true, but this is like so true. This hits very hard because they don't know. They don't know any better. They only doing what they are trained to do. They are trained to offer you loans, right? So let me put you in the mindset. Let me put you in the mindset of a worker inside of the credit union. Mind you, this same worker needs money just like you. They need a job. They need a check. They need a check every week or every 2 weeks. In all honesty, that worker that work inside that credit union, they're not worried about the bigger picture for the company. They're not worried about the performance of the company. No, they're not worried about that. Let me tell you what they care about. A worker inside of there cares about getting their money and having a suitable job to tell other people that they got a good job. That's it. That's what most of the workers, I'm not going to say all, but that's what most of them care about. They don't care about all that other stuff that we care about, and they don't care about what the company cares about. They are here for a simple task. They're just trying to do their hours, their 8 hours, whatever they is. They're just trying to do 9 to 5 and get out of there to see the next day so they can get a check. I know this is maybe kind of mind-blowing, or this might be surprising of what I'm saying, but it's the truth. And you guys deserve the truth. I'm not here to give you cotton candy words about these guys that work inside the credit union. I'm just giving you the truth, right? That's why it is important to understand what we need to know for ourselves, the tools of the banking institutions, so that we can be successful. Because deep down inside, that employee inside that credit union, he don't care, or she don't care. They don't care. It's not their job to care. It's not their duty to care. You come in for a service, they serve you, You go on about your way, they go on about their way. So we have to stop with the notion of thinking that these people are here to help us. No, these people are here to do their job, not help you. In the framework of doing their job, they are helping you, if that makes sense. But the employee itself that worked there, they don't care about helping you. It's a false pretense to act like they care about helping you. But they're not there to help you, because if they was there to help you, they won't be offering you loans. Come on, trying to put you on the amortized schedule. So do you see the game? It's all a game. So I'm showing you the psychological mindset. I'm showing you the perspective of somebody that works inside the credit unions that we go inside of, the credit unions that help us acquire wealth, the credit unions that help us, right, eliminate debt. We go inside those places, right, because we are educated to know. But when we're speaking on the employee specifically, they don't care. They don't care how you found out. They don't care how you know about this type of stuff. They don't care. They worry about their hours and getting home. They worry about their hours and getting home. They worried about being able to tell people, hey, I work at a bank. That's how the mind works. I don't know why. They're just happy to say they work at a bank. And because it gives a perspective to other people that, hey, they have a good job. Good job. They have a great job. They can go out there, they work inside of a bank, they got a good job, they provide for their family. That's all they care. They care more about the optics, the surrounding optics of the situation, and being able to get it and being able to get a check. There are a very small percentage of people that actually care about what goes on inside the banking system. And 9 times out of 10, those people are the very people that's very, very high up. It's not the ones that's, sadly to say, it's not the ones that work inside of the building, that's working face to face with these people. Because if they truly, truly care, they would truly, truly educate themselves as well to know about a HELOC, a PLOC, a BLOC. What is the amortized schedule separate from a daily average daily balance? If they truly, truly cared about helping the people, if they truly, truly cared about working on the situations of the Americans here that comes in that ask for service, they would educate themselves on that, but they don't, because they don't deep down inside they don't truly care. And I know this from experience. I'm not just talking out the side of my neck. I know this from experience. So yes, they're going to keep offering you loans. Why? Because that's what they're trained to do. The people that's training them are telling them, hey, this is what you're going to do when they come in and ask for a personal line of credit, right? No, tell them to get a loan because it has a lower interest rate. Don't tell them to get a personal line of credit. The interest rate too high. Tell them to get a loan instead. So the whole game behind that is when they offer a loan and you take the loan, right? We all know loans are on amortized schedule. So now let's just go ahead and get this out of the way. Yes, credit unions offer loans, and yes, credit unions offer lines of credit. Loans helps the credit unions more than a line of credit. A line of credit helps the consumer more than it helps the credit unions. The reason I don't say go inside of banks, because banks don't help consumers. Banks don't offer lines of credit. Not all banks. Not all banks don't offer lines of credit. So that's why I don't tell my clients to go to banks. I don't tell my clients to go to Chase, Bank of America, and all these other places because they don't offer lines of credit. I tell them to go to credit unions, right? I look up and see what credit unions are local around those parts, and then I tell them to go from there. So that's how I deal with my clients. Age do not make you wise. So just because they are of age and have the look of wisdom, that doesn't mean they have knowledge to steer you in the right direction. This is spot on. Age don't make you wise, guys. The Bible speaks on that as well. That age don't make you wise. Just because somebody look like they're of age, which makes them look like they're of wisdom, like they know what they're talking about, like they know that they have been through certain things, just because they have that look doesn't necessarily mean that they have the knowledge and the education, right? And the wisdom to know what you need to point you in the right direction, right? You can walk inside of a credit union and ask somebody with a head full of gray hair, "Hey, I want a line of credit." Right? "Hey, I want a line of credit, and what do I need to do to get it?" And they can't really tell you nothing. But in your mind, you think that they know because they got a head full of gray hair and they look like they're of age. And just because they work inside of a credit union, you expect them to know everything it is to know about all the tools that they offer inside of that credit union. When that ain't the case, it's not the case at all. Not even close to it, matter of fact. Somebody can be 60 years old, never used a line of credit a day in their life. But here you over here got somebody that's 30, 32 years old, 33 years old, know how to use a line of credit, know how to get itself out of debt, know how to defeat amortized loans by getting a line of credit, know about HELOCs, know about PLOCs, know how they work, know how they function, know about BLOCs, know the requirements, know the things that they need, to know in order to acquire real wealth and save real money. It's because of the wisdom, not the age. Age is nothing but a number in a sense when it's compared to wisdom. I was 19 years old. I was 19, 20 years old with plenty of money, plenty of assets, right? I had a good mindset, strong mindset. I was I was constantly digging and searching and finding knowledge each and everywhere, doing my best to go everywhere to get this knowledge. Got the knowledge, living right by it, living according to it. But then somebody that's 50 years old, 45 years old, 60 years old come along and think that he got more experience than me because he's been walking this earth longer than me. Or he got more wisdom than me because he's been walking this earth longer than me. That's not always true. Right? Because you could be 40, 55, 60 years old and in debt. Don't know nothing about how to eliminate debt. Don't know anything about your financial situation that you're in. Don't know anything about, right, how to use tools to get rid of your debt. Don't know nothing about it. But yet it's talking to you as if you don't know nothing. That's why a lot of times I don't speak a lot. I don't talk a lot, especially around older folks, because they think you're trying to show them up. When in actuality, you're not trying to show them up. In actuality, you can show them more than what they are talking about. But they think that they know what they're talking about. And so it's like it's a vicious cycle of uneducated people that claim that they have all this wisdom and don't know nothing about what they really need to know about, and they harden their hearts towards the things that they should know, but they don't because of their pride, their arrogance, right? And they don't know how to let their pride down and just tell the truth, like, oh, I don't know about this and I need to know about it. But because somebody younger shows them a better way, they think, oh, I don't need that way. I'm good where I'm at. I can do good where I'm at. They hard headed. So who's actually have more wisdom and is more mature? The younger guy with wisdom, or the older guy who portrays he has wisdom? The older guy who portrays he has wisdom, he's more immature than the younger guy, because he the older guy won't let his pride down. And this younger guy, he's an open book. So I wanted to talk about today this situation. I wanted to cease it because my clients have been bringing it up, and they deal with this situation because they walk inside these places, because a lot of these clients don't know what they're talking about when they walk in, saying that they want a personal line of credit, and they saying why they want a personal line of credit. So I had to come today and deliver an educational message to my people, the people that watch me, the people that follow me, the people that subscribe to me, to let you guys know this is the psychological mindset of the employees that work inside of these credit unions. They don't know. Um, they don't. 80% of the stuff that we teach, they don't know. Right? We're putting them inside of the educational box when we come in and we walk in and we asking for these things, and then on top of that, telling them how these very tools function. So if there's anything that I said that you don't agree with, or if there's anything that I said that is wrong, put it down in the comments below. Subscribe to this page, like this page, like this video, and guys, have a great day. Be safe out there, and have a blessed one.